Yeah, we are back. Can you hear us? Welcome to another episode of Dead to Us. Because if you don't listen to this episode or all our episodes, you are dead to us. We're working on it. We are working on it. We're coming to you live from the Content Factory basement. It is early in the morning. Shire dressed up for the occasion. She is just in a robe, side boob hanging out. This is a very big distraction, but I do like it. We are recording this on the morning of Monday. Yesterday, it'll come out tomorrow, but we are recording this because we are heading to Vegas in just a couple hours. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. That's why I'm in a robe.
Well, I don't know if that's playing it tighter. We might not make it to Vegas if you try to wear that on the thing.
True.
First of all, we got a shout out. We got three new Patreons. 015 Trevor Richard, 016 my man Mark Masters, and 017 Andrew Brothers. Thank you guys all for joining the Patreon. If you guys haven't joined the Patreon, I don't know what you're waiting for, because it's where it's at. Like this week, all the Patreons are going to get a postcard from me and Shire in Vegas. Well, if they want one. Some of them might not want to give up their address. But if you haven't joined the Patreon, get on it. We're doing some bonus content. I'm going to make a video of the studio still. We're waiting on that. I'm waiting for these picture frames, and I'm trying to buy this Mitch Hedberg autograph that's on eBay today. It was started at $30. I'm in a bidding war. It's up to $114 right now, and the auction ends in 3 hours. And I really want it. I don't know how much.
Are you just like going up by a penny?
No, it goes up by $1, $2.
Oh,
So I want it because Mitch is my favorite, and as we all know, he's dead. Not to us. He's alive in our hearts.
he's
But
alive to us.
I don't know how many chances I'm gonna get a Mitch Hedberg autograph for the studio. But that's not what the Patreon money is for. Like I said, the Patreon money is going towards making this all video in 2020. I got a plan to put out
2020 is going to be like 2020 vision for the podcast studio.
Sorry about that joke. It's early. She just woke up. She's usually funnier than this. So if you haven't done it, please join the Patreon. And to all my Patreons, there is a private message for you today requesting your address so I can send you some postcards from Viva. Give us your Elvis.
Hey, baby.
Shire has really been working on her Elvis. It's been a big week. We had a big week. Last time we spoke to you, we were heading to, I went and saw LeBron, which is pretty uneventful.
That's right.
The Nuggets stunk. I wish I didn't know about sports. It was awful.
Hey. I was just on the phone with my brother, and he was telling me about some guy that has some health podcast because my brother's like a super health nut.
Mm-hmm.
But he was talking about how the guy used to like work with Kobe, and they were like evaluating Shaq's diet or something. And he said that it was like a big thing that like everybody in like the NBA world was talking about.
Yeah. Kobe's probably the best trained athlete, one of the best trained athletes of all time. Like he was one of the first ones to go get your blood like flipped. I don't even know what that means. He flew across the world to do it. But he's openly said, like, if Shaq wasn't such a fat piece of shit, they'd have won even more championships.
Oh, wow.
So there is something to be said for that. But, yeah, I think Shaq's diet consists. I mean, he's huge. I can't imagine what Shaq does when he's hungry.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like at the game, just seeing those guys up close. LeBron, they're just so big. So we went to the game. It was uneventful. The Nuggets sucked. The Lakers smoked them. And I am obsessed with Peyton Manning, so I spent the whole game pretty much watching Peyton Manning hang out with his kids. And it was weird to just see him as a regular dad. He was just dad guy. You know, like I saw him give his kids money to run to the snack shack, and it was weird. And then like Rocky, the mascot, brought his daughter out on court and let her shake the ref's hands, and Peyton was taking pictures of it. And I'm just like, you're such a dad right now, but your kids have probably met the most famous people in the world. Who cares that she's taking a shaking the hand of a referee. But so that was kind of cool because all the Broncos were there, of course, because LeBron was out.
Right.
And then on the way out, we saw a good fight.
Oh.
So I could see it coming, man. There was like this skinny little like gangster black dude, and when we caught up to him, he was just talking shit to like everybody. I think he must have been a Lakers fan, and he was like, "I'll just slap the shit out of." He was that dude saying he'd beat everybody up, and his girl was like, "Stop it, you're being obnoxious," and he just kept running his mouth. So his girlfriend finally got pissed and then just walked off, like, "I'm leaving you," and then he went and scooped up his girlfriend, picked her up, and like flipped her over and carried her over his shoulder, like he was gonna drop her. So these dudes that were talking shit to him were like, "No," and then they ran over and they're like, "Hey man, don't be fucking picking up girls like that. You don't treat girls like that." And then this dude's like, "Shut the fuck up. I'll slap the shit out of you too." And this dude was big that he was yelling to, and I was like, I told Greg, "Watch out, here it goes." And then sure enough, this dude's like, "You're lucky my girl's holding me back." And this dude's like, "Ain't nobody holding you back. If you want some, come on." And then this dude's like got around his girl and charged this dude, and this dude just picked him up and fucking body slammed him right on the ice too. Boom! And then just start beating the shit out of him. And then Greg went over there to break it up. I was like, "Greg, get out of here." Like, I don't mind breaking up the fight, but I was like, this isn't our business to be in. Don't get punched in the face. And this dude slammed the shit out of him. And I was like, that's why you don't pick on girls in public or at home either. But
in public.
And then we walked to the club and watched Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, 4 sold out shows and the hottest ticket in town. For that night, they released a second show and it sold out in 4 minutes. $100 tickets. It was incredible. And that's how great comedy works, is luckily we could just slide in the side and watch him work. But there's nothing like it. The dude gets the biggest standing ovation the second he comes on stage. And he has a DJ. The DJ is like cheating. I was like, I want a DJ. Because the DJ just played like Journey and everything. And the DJ's Cypher, like a famous DJ from Brooklyn, like Hot 97.5. So Chappelle was great. 2 nights. He took a picture with all of us at the end of the night, which was cool because he never, ever does that. Took like a staff picture. So that was kind of cool because I've been around him a couple times and never got to have a picture. And then we had Brad Williams Friday, Saturday, and he crushed it. And then I had to do my show last night, which was kind of a letdown.
Why was it a letdown?
Well, first of all, it was tough. I had to go clean.
Yeah.
Which I didn't feel like. It's just not my style.
I do feel like, well, I had a drinking game going in the back.
What was that?
Where Mad Dog and I, anytime you were supposed to say a cuss word and you said a different word instead, like at one time you said crappy instead of shitty.
Yeah.
We would drink to that. And then anytime you accidentally cussed, we would drink. And then you got to your joke where you just say shit like 500 times. And I just looked at Mad Dog and I was like, we need a funnel for this. Like,
yeah.
We can't do this anymore.
Well, so the rule this month is clean, like holiday clean, because they book a lot of holiday parties. So we got an email from the owner, like no F words, no sexual stuff. So I think I'm allowed to say shit a little bit, but it just sucked because I felt like the show went pretty good, but it just messed up the flow. Like at one point I just zoned out and paused for like what felt like an eternity because I forgot how to do my joke.
It wasn't eternity.
I know, but to you that knows me, I was like, oh, I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to say next.
I definitely caught it, but I don't think that.
No, I don't think they did.
No.
But it sucked. And then I had a guy heckle me about drinking White Claw, and I wanted to just trash him. But then in my head, I'm like, fuck, I'm not supposed to, because I want to say you fucking dork and shit. So then I had to clean it up. So.
But I thought you did a really good job.
Thank you.
I mean, the whole time I was watching you, I was like, how? Because I do feel like your jokes are so well rehearsed that you probably don't have to think about it. So doing a show like that, you probably have to think really hard about everything that you're saying and make sure that you're not.
Well, yeah, I didn't get to enjoy the moment.
Right.
Because I was like, oh shit. Because I just don't want to upset Wendy. I love that club, and it's such an honor to perform, and that's the rule. I get it, but it's a weird rule, and it sucks. The other rule, the nights before on Brad Williams, we all had to go clean in front of Brad, which is so weird because Brad Williams walks out and says pussy fucking shit in the first maybe 45 seconds of his set. But it's Wendys Rules, Wendy's house. We do what she says. We're fortunate enough to work there, but man, it was tough. I have to go to Vegas, do these shows where Brad will let me say whatever I want, but it's an older crowd, so I'll probably keep it pretty clean and then come back and do one more big clean show. And then hopefully it'll be January and we can get back to regular stuff.
Well, I feel like Brad's will be good practice for when you headline again.
Yeah, what's just one more headlining gig. So if you're out there, if you guys want to come see me December 18th, I am at the South Club. And as you guys know, I will always hook it up if you want tickets. But that reminds me, I don't know if I ever told this story on here, but Mike Tyson used to do a one-man show at Brad's club after Brad's show. And then, so it was weird because he would come and we'd have to be out of the green room. They'd be like, hey, Tyson's coming, get out of the green room. So we'd see him just crossing past, which was still scary because he still just has that look like I'll fucking murder you if I want to. One day he was like having a bad day and he came off the elevator as I was coming out of the green room and we made eye contact, and it's definitely the scariest moment of my life. But what most people don't know is when he had that one-man show, his wife he had an earpiece and his wife was in his ear feeding him lines. So then sometimes Mike, just being Mike Tyson, would go off script and then his wife would just be like, hey, say what you're supposed to say. And then Mike Tyson would just be like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I know what I'm doing. But it wouldn't go with the story. So the crowd would be like, what is he talking about?
He has Tourette's.
All of us, like the staff, knew that he was just like talking to his wife. But,
and everyone in the crowd is like, he's
crazy.
problems.
Yeah, he's crazy. And it sucked because I saw that show with Spike Lee in L.A. When Spike Lee produced it, it was much better than when his wife produced it, as you can imagine. But don't anybody tell him I said that because he will murder me and you. So, yeah, we're heading to Vegas. What are you most excited about in Vegas?
I am most excited about swimsuit shopping.
That's the big part of this trip.
Well, so this store, Molly Brown Swimwear.
Shout out Molly Brown.
Shout out. Is the best swimsuit store. And it's really hard for me to find swimsuits that fit. And there's
what? Oh, your boobs?
My body. Yeah. And they've got one in Vegas and they've got one in California. And then they have online, of course. But online, you can't try it on.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to go because that's where I buy my swimsuit.
So what makes it a better swimsuit than everywhere else?
Well, so before this life, in my past life, I worked for a swimsuit designer in New York City. And we used to sell our suits to them. So I know the designers that they carry, and I know the quality of the designers that they carry, and I trust them.
Okay.
So they're expensive, but they're really good quality, and they last.
What is expensive? Like what is this going to cost us on this trip?
Probably $300.
$300?
Yeah.
For a suit?
For a suit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. But then, I mean, like, so the last time I bought a suit from them was 2 years ago, and I still wear that suit all the time.
Really?
Yeah. So.
All right.
I mean, like $200-300, probably around there.
Okay.
But they're the best swimsuits.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy.
Looking hot.
But they don't go on sale for like.
Some of them will go on sale, yeah.
Oh.
But no, so there's like a resort season and there's a like spring summer season. So they don't really go on sale. I mean, like I don't know. They don't go on sale.
Oh,
just
really?
because it's winter, they don't go on sale because people go on vacation.
Okay. Yeah. I'm learning.
Yeah, so that's what I'm super excited about. And I'm also curious, are you going to be on the marquee at the MGM?
I will not. I don't think they usually just put the feature and the headliner. Like my face won't. There's a chance my name will be.
Face won't.
Why? What do you?
Well, I just was wondering.
No, probably not. So, I'm sorry. I could have someone Photoshop it. What were you gonna do?
What was I gonna do?
Or you just wanted to see it?
I just didn't know.
Yeah, that's usually just a headliner. And so one time I had my name under it, which was still cool, but no one will know. No one cares. It's me. Right. The headliner's Tom Rhodes, which would be awesome. So we're going to do that. We'll hit some buffets for sure.
For sure.
I'm excited about the food in Vegas.
Me too, always.
Is there anything else you want to do? Go crazy? We get a big suite with a huge bathtub.
Oh, that's exciting.
I haven't taken a bath since I was a kid, maybe. I think the last time I took a bathtub, there was a woman in it with me, and it was my mother.
Oh, yikes.
No, I was like 4.
Philip, my old roommate, calls it human soup, which is kind of gross.
Well, I've never done like a bath bomb thing. Can we do one of those? Is that cool or no?
Sure.
No.
I don't know. Some people love them.
You're not?
I'm not really a bath person.
Oh, shit, I guess I better take back your Christmas gifts. I got
we
you
don't have a bathtub.
I got you the bath ball for every month of the year. Crap.
Nice.
All right, so we'll do that. If you guys have any Vegas, I don't know. We've done everything. So.
Done it all.
Done it all. All right.
Done it all.
All right.
Where are we going to go get sushi?
Chinatown.
Oh.
There's these places in Chinatown that are incredible that we can go on like the late night too.
So like casual.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything's casual with me. If we're dressed up, we're going to a wedding or court. I don't like to get dressed up.
I know.
I'll dress up more here than anywhere. Just probably wear button-up shirts on stage, but because this is like the nicest club in the country, and like the most expensive ticket and the highest end people. What is he doing? Kick him out, Teddy.
Teddy
our
is sitting
fucking
on
dog is either trying to bite her face or just eating her finger while she makes. You're not Teddy. You're gonna get kicked out of here. You're fucking
Teddy's
annoying
sitting
me.
on my lap and he's biting my
Yeah,
fingers.
or he's licking your face, which we're trying to teach him not to do.
He's not licking my face. He's just trying to.
Well, he's gonna be pissed because we're taking him to the doggy hotel, which is always. It's kind of sad, but it's so funny that whenever we take him to the doggy hotel for like 3 or 4 days, then we go pick him up, he'll get in the car and he'll sit in my lap and just look out the window, and Shira will be like, Teddy, hey, and he will not look at her. He's so pissed at her.
The other night, Brandt's trained him. If he goes outside to go potty, then when he comes back in, Brandt will give him a treat. So I've been doing the same thing. Well, the other night I let him out. I was like asleep and I woke up to let him out, and then I shut the door and I went back down and I laid down to go to sleep, and I didn't give him a treat, and he was sitting in Brandt's lap and we were on the couch, and I woke up and I was like, Teddy, come here, come snuggle with me, and he wouldn't even look at me. He wouldn't come near me. I was like, oh, you're mad at me because I never gave you a treat. So I gave him a treat and he jumped right up on top of my lap and was like all about it.
He's a spoiled little dickhead. And now that he knows, he'll pretend like he has to go to the bathroom, and then he'll run outside and just go to his bathroom spot but not go. Like we're dumb enough to fall for it. Mm-hmm. And then he comes back and is like, where's my treat?
Or he just runs outside and runs right back in. Like he doesn't even try anymore. He literally like stands on the stoop and jumps back in and runs to the kitchen like he's going to get something.
So he's in for a little vacation. There's a pool at this hotel. I don't know if he'll like it or what.
I don't know. I don't know if he can swim.
Only one way to find out. All right, what are we starting with today? Teach Shire some sports. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What we're going to teach you about is gambling today.
Oh.
Do you know anything about gambling on sports?
Yep.
What do you know?
Gambling on sports?
Because we're going to be betting. Like when we land tonight, we're going to bet the football game. Tonight, the Eagles play the Giants.
Got it.
Who would you bet? Because these guys are going to hear this Tuesday morning. The game will be over. Eagles versus the Giants.
Well, I don't know anything about either one of them.
Well, just who would you pick off the top of your head?
Eagles.
All right, that's probably good. And the quarterback for the Giants is a famous quarterback's brother. Do you know who's the most famous quarterback you know?
Peyton Manning.
Okay, that's right. Do you know his little brother?
Manning.
Yes, Eli Manning.
Eli Manning.
And his dad was a quarterback too.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
So we're going to bet. So we're going to teach you about betting. And it's going to be a lot. Are you excited, or are you just going to look at your phone?
Well, this is the over-under
yes.
thing, right?
So over-under means what?
It means you bet that the score is going to be over a certain number, or you bet that it's going to be under a certain number.
Correct. Which one do we always bet?
I didn't know we always bet.
Well, we're suckers and we always bet over because it's more fun.
Oh.
Because betting under is not fun. You just root for nobody to score.
Oh.
That's how you win more money, but everybody bets the favorite.
So I'll
over.
bet under.
And you'll probably win.
And you'll bet over. And then at least one of us will win something.
No, then we lose.
Why?
Because there's a thing called juice. So you have to bet $11 to win $10. So if we both bet, if I bet 11 to win 10 and you bet 11 to win 10, one of us is going to lose 11 and the other is going to win 10, so we're going to lose $1. That's how they make money. See what I mean?
Yeah, but.
There's no but. That's gambling.
Oh, damn it.
But we'll bet with my money because you need swimsuit money. And maybe we'll play. Do you want to play any games this time? Do you have any interest in gambling?
No.
You just have you don't care?
I just don't. It gives me more anxiety than everybody talks about like the thrill of winning. And I'm like, the anxiety kills me more than anything.
All right. Well, I feel like I've already won because the fact you're coming.
Because you got me.
Well, and I won't be gambling because you don't like it. So I'm already ahead for the first 3 days, at least until Greg gets there.
I don't mind like watching it
Uh-huh.
or being there. I think that like the atmosphere is fun, but I don't want my money to be gambled.
That's fine.
Well, like, and even with like my financial advisor, I like give him my money and I'm like, just don't tell me anything.
All right, well, just give me your money and I'll tell you what to bet.
Okay.
Well, sports betting to me, like, even if you bet $20, that's like just going to the movie. Because the game takes 2 hours, but it's like a chance of like going to a movie, but then getting your money back at the end of the movie. Doubled. So unless you're like betting like your kid's savings, it's just like for entertainment kind of is how I look at it. But we'll see.
That's nice.
Hopefully we'll win tonight.
I told my brother that he said that his friend just went and like spun the wheel and won $5,000. And he goes, so, it's worth it. And I said, yeah, it's worth it if you win. I said, okay, if I win, I'll fly you out here. And he said, okay, I'm going to hold you to that. So.
Well, we'll play some slots and just go for it.
All right.
Because slots, it's just pure luck anyway. We'll throw in $20 on Wheel of Fortune. That's my favorite one. You like Wheel of Fortune, the show?
Yeah.
So it's fun, and then the wheel spins, and then there's a chance you can win like $1 million.
One of my clients taught me.
There's what did they teach you?
She taught me. She's like a really big gambler, and she said if a machine is really loud, then that means it's like going to be a winning machine. Because like some machines are louder than others, but they get louder like as they get closer to like being like a winning slot machine. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard, and that's why Vegas is rich. But if we see one that's super loud, we will find it.
Yeah.
All right, and that is enough sports talk for now. Hockey. We can do a little hockey real quick. Do you know anything about hockey? Because Vegas Knights have I'm not going to say the best hockey team, but like one of the most popular. And their games are super fun. And you can go if you want during my show instead of watching my stupid jokes. Because they do like a performance and stuff before. It's like got the best atmosphere. But do you know anything about hockey? Just tell me 2 things.
There's a goalie and a puck. And during halftime, you can buy a puck and you can throw it into the center of the ice. And if it gets closest to the circle, you win something.
Okay. I mean, that happens at like minor league hockey or once a year, and there's no halftime, there's intermissions. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool. I mean, I could see that being your favorite part.
There's three things in hockey, right? It's not
3 periods.
3 periods.
It's like a girl, but extras.
That's nice.
No, that's gross. How far could you throw a hockey puck?
Oh, so far. Have you seen this arm?
Yes. It's full of fucking weird tan cream today. It's a different color than the rest of your other arm. What did you do today? Can you explain why
What?
you so want to be tan in Vegas in December?
Because
I
you
mean, you
don't
look
wear
good,
any
but
clothes in Vegas.
but it's winter time.
And I'm going to be swimsuit shopping.
Oh, you got tan just to walk out of a dressing room for 20 seconds.
Yeah. Duh.
Okay. Well, I have that's the wrong button. I don't even know what to do with that button. Okay. That was Teach Shire, gambling, sports, hockey, and get our tan. What else do we have? What's next? What are we watching?
What are we watching?
You know what this was a busy ass week, so we didn't watch a lot. But
So was last week.
I'll tell you what we watch a lot
What?
is live PD.
We do watch a lot of live PD.
And for those of you that also listen to Craigslist Chaos, it's very similar to that because live PD is like nothing happens, boom, something crazy happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it always when I'm recording Craigslist Chaos and they remind me of each other because a lot of times it's just phone ringing, no answer. But then sometimes when there's action, there is some serious action.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to 90 Day Fiance. We watched a little last night before we went to sleep. And it's still chaos.
Yeah.
But we need something new to watch.
Well, your girl Angela is back.
Yeah. Angela's the worst. Angela's the...
Damn you son of a bitch.
She's like the 65-year-old.
She's 53. Don't let her hear you say that.
Well, she looks like shit.
She looks
just
awful.
White trash
Yeah.
with 6 grandkids and her daughter living in the middle of Indiana. And
Georgia.
Her mother lives
You're not
there.
great with details.
It doesn't matter. And then her boyfriend lives in Nigeria, and he's moving to be Michael's coming to be stay-home mother with Angela to these 6 grandkids.
I think she's just like a nurse too, and she like is the sole provider for like 8 people in her house.
It doesn't make any sense, but it is great. It is great TV.
It is great.
The other one, this chick got pregnant by a dude in Russia that's already got 2 other chicks pregnant, and now she's trying to bring him to America, and she's packing up all her shit, and he packed like 3 shirts, and she's like, "Are you like packing to like leave America?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'll be okay." But I think he is gonna just fucking leave her.
For sure.
Like he's left the last 2 chicks.
Yeah.
Anything else happen on there?
The Finland girl and the guy, the LA dude.
This LA DJ brought over this like model from Finland, but he has no money and wanted to live in his parents' house. And his parents are like strict, like black Christians, are like, "No, you ain't living here. She can live here, but you got to go stay at your brother's." So this girl flew all the way to LA with all these American dreams, and now she's living in a shitty like bedroom.
Here's what's crazy though. I mean, I guess it's for TV, but whatever. Her sister lives 10 minutes away from his parents.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she just go live with her
sure
sister?
She probably will. It is probably all for TV, but it's awful TV.
I know, it's
so, as always with this segment, if you're in, you love what we're talking about. If you're out watching it, you're like, skip to the next segment.
Right.
And we will, because we don't know much else about it this week. We'll watch more.
I'll tell you, I've
listen.
been getting a lot of recommendations for some show on Amazon Prime about some female comedian. Her husband's a comedian, and then she starts doing comedy, and then she's better than him. The Mrs. Mavel or something like that. But everybody says it's super addicting, and we have to watch it.
All right. It'll motivate you to go up. And what if you just took off and I just opened for you next year? I'd be all right with that. You're pretty funny. Besides that first joke you had today, whatever it was.
I'm so funny.
You have been pushing this 2020 hindsight joke since like June of 2019. You really want to be first out of the gate with it.
Well,
but okay, we're gonna try to come up with something for you. That's another thing I'm gonna do for the I think for the Patreon. Another reason to plug the Patreon is I think what I'm going to do, and this was my boy Andrew Brothers' idea, is I'm going to record, not on stage, just record some of my ideas and let you guys get the first crack at them, because I feel like a lot of you guys are big comedy fans and maybe wanted to do stand-up or love stand-up but don't want to do it. So I think I'm going to run some of these bits by the Patreons
I think that's a great idea.
in secret.
Because
where I
you
could
run
take a
them
little
by
more-
me right now, and my tell is that when you run a bad joke by me, I have no reaction.
Yeah.
And
But I would like, if you guys want to tag the jokes or have an idea for a joke, we're going to do that. So once again, join the Patreon. And Patreons, I'm going to send something this week because I'm working on a bunch of new stuff that might need your help. And it might be good that I keep it in secrecy because some of it might not need to see the light of day.
Yep.
But you never know. Like this retarded joke, everyone would have told me not to do it, and it's my favorite joke, and it crushes.
Who told you not to do it?
Well, everybody. If I would have just said, well, you were on board, but if I'd have said on this podcast, hey guys, I'm working on this retarded joke, I think everyone would be like, you can't say that, which is what the audience reacts. But then by the end, they love it. Except for one, woke. There's always one woke lady with the old woke word police, Wendy, is what I'm calling her. And she's always like, and the thing is, they don't listen to the whole joke. They just check out the second I say retarded. And you know what? They're fucking retarded. But couldn't say that last night. Had to keep it clean. No more clean. Oh, one more clean. But anyway, let's keep it moving. We have to pack.
Keep it moving.
We keep it moving. And we keep it moving. I need to get that sound effect on
You
here.
do.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
The problem is I only have 8 sound effects. I want more. I feel like this is like a car stereo. I just don't know how to work it yet. You know, where you have your buttons, but then you have a second set of buttons. See, that wasn't a joke, but I lost you on that.
No, you didn't. I like it. I like where your head's at.
All right. What are we talking about next?
I've got a salon story, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't get scared.
Because we might have to retire salon stories
I
because
know.
we've gotten some bad feedback, and
Well,
we don't want the
it's
last
okay.
salon story to be, this is the time I got fired because I'm talking about my work.
No, it's
on the
fine.
podcast.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you the proper intro. Here comes salon stories.
That's a great intro. Thank you.
I meant,
Oh, shit.
here we go again.
Okay, so you and I met on Hinge.
Yes.
And a lot of people ask me how I met you. And so that opens up a lot of stories about online dating. So I had a client recently who has been trying to date. She's kind of new to the area. She's been trying to date. She's cute. And she works in an office. She was on Hinge. And she matched with somebody on Hinge who works in her office also, and they like see each other all the time, and then they matched on Hinge, so they were like, okay, like I guess let's go out. Fine, great. She saw him at work, but she never really knew him. They go out on this date. They have a great date. She's like, it was like one of the best dates I've been on in a really long time. We like really hit it off. The chemistry was great. And then we get in his car to like, I think to like go to a second location, or maybe he was dropping her off or something. I'm not sure. But he has like this like computer screen thing on his dashboard.
Oh no.
So call comes in and it says like wifey with emojis, and he answers it and he's like, oh yeah, hey babe, like blah blah blah, whatever. Not trying to hide it at all. And then, yeah, I'll be home later. Like, yeah, no, whatever. Gets off the phone, and she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, yeah, well, I'm married. And she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, well, like, our marriage isn't really good right now. And, like, I think we're going to be, like, getting, like, separated and divorced. And, you know, I'm kind of, like, just dabbling and, like, seeing what else is out there. And she was like, so like, does your wife know? Like, is this like a mutual thing? And he's like, oh no, I haven't talked to her about it yet. So he's online dating and says he's getting a divorce, and his wife has no clue. But then when she called, she was like, it sounded totally normal. Like their marriage was not in shambles. So
why would he answer it?
I don't know. But I mean, I guess like, what are you gonna do? Like, wifey pops up with like a bunch of like kiss face emojis.
Yeah, but you could I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's my mom. Like, what
You
do
could
you?
say something.
It's my best friend.
I'd say these motherfuckers at work. I told them I was going out on a date with you. They fucking got in my phone and changed it to wifey. You know who this is? Goddamn Jason. And then after the date, I'd call Jason and say, hey, this is our story. I took out Shire from work. Everything was going good. I thought I was about to smash it. Then my goddamn wife called. So, especially if there was emojis there, I'd be like, these fucking jokesters.
Wow.
Would be my scramble off the top of my head. But also I would be
That's
like.
a good scramble.
But, yeah, it's a bad look.
I know.
First of all, if you work together, it's like, you can't really have a secret life.
I know. So I asked, I was like, is it awkward at work? And she's like, well, we never really interacted at work. But now when I see him, I just am like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, but they're getting separated.
Who is?
The dude, if he really is.
Well, I don't think he is.
Oh, you think he's just making it up?
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway.
Well,
bless you.
sorry about that. Because that separation world is a weird thing. Like, you know, like if you're separated, you should go on with your life because sometimes lawyers and shit take forever.
Yeah, but I feel like
If I fucked a chick that was separated, I wouldn't count as fucking like a married chick. But then sometimes they get back together though. I guess.
a lot of people when they're separated are like going through like therapy and trying to be back together.
I don't know. Well, that sucks for her. So she's
I
still
know.
single?
So she's still single. She's still out there.
She's on Hinge,
She's
swiping
on
away.
Hinge.
Some girl last night said to me when she walked by, she was like, I swiped on you like 3 times every time I saw you on the dating things. I was like, oh, thanks. I know.
Yeah.
I don't have to elaborate anymore, but I mean, she was cute, but not my style. We'll just say that.
Mm,
But I thought that was nice.
that's nice.
It was a weird thing to be like, I don't know. Especially right after the show, I was like, But anyway, well, that was a good salon story. I don't think you'll be in trouble for that.
No.
Which is good.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said don't be nervous.
I get nervous, but are you excited to be away from the salon for a few days?
Yes, I'm so excited.
What's the hardest part about your job?
Well, it's pretty emotionally draining.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because you're talking to people all day long.
Uh-huh.
And then especially right now where I'm in a place where I'm rebuilding my clientele here, I'm having to say a lot of the same stories, and I don't know, I just feel like I give a lot of myself emotionally. That's why I'm so exhausted whenever I come home.
Yeah. Well, here's the question. Is it annoying, like, do you think, like, your coworkers are, like, so fucking tired of hearing about me? Like, if your clients are like, hey, how are you? Like, oh, my boyfriend, he's a comedian. Because I think you always talk very highly of me, which I think is sweet. But then if I was the other bitches there, I'd be like, man, fuck Brandt. And he's not even famous. He's a stupid comedian. His jokes are dumb.
No, you know what's funny is our salon, the atmosphere is like we want it to really feel like a community. So whatever I'm talking about with my client, anybody is welcome to chime in and like join in our conversation, and I'll do the same with theirs. And I've picked up on like the other day I was talking to my client about how we're going to Vegas and you're going to be at the MGM. And Sierra heard me talking about that, and she must have not had anything to talk about with her client at that moment. So then she was like, oh yeah, you know, Shire's boyfriend is a comedian. And she started talking about you to her client. So it's kind of something that like we all are constantly kind of listening to each other also. And sometimes it gives us ideas of what we can talk about. So I think it's given some people something to talk about. I've also heard Brittany talking to her clients about you, and
that's
Chancellor was yesterday too.
What about you ever catch him lying? Like, this bitch is lying over here. Or what about if a girl has a boyfriend, but then she's like flirty with the guy in the chair? Is she trying to get the tip, or is she trying to get the tip?
Oh.
Would you would that be? Would you? What if like super hot dude came in, and it was like one of your coworkers, and then he was like really like flirting with her? Would you guys all pick up on it?
Oh yeah.
And then you guys would be like, oh,
But like we know. So like there's a girl in Colorado Springs who's married, who I used to work with, who's wonderful and happily married. But she's got this guy who like used to be, I think maybe a semi-pro soccer player, and he's gorgeous. And every time she comes in, she turns it on for him. And then she'll come into the back and be like, he's so cute. But it doesn't like mean anything.
Yeah.
She's just like, he's just,
Yeah.
sitting in her chair. So, but I think if she didn't say it, for sure someone would be like, oh, look at you.
I don't blame her. Probably the most exciting part of her month.
No.
No, I mean at work.
Oh, well.
I mean, you have boring clients. What if you just have a boring client? Have you ever had someone just come in with headphones?
Oh, yeah.
And they'll just like listen to a podcast while you cut their hair and don't talk to them?
Yeah. Or like I had a client one time. Well, I have clients all the time who like anything you say, they'll like say the opposite thing or like go against you, which is so annoying. So like I had a client one time who was a bartender at a restaurant, just like a shitty restaurant that was like closing and nobody liked to go there. But in an effort to like try to find common ground with her, I was like, oh, that's great. Like I used to bartend in college, and I was like, well, I mean, I like being a hairstylist, I guess I'm still service industry. And she goes, not really. And I was like, okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then just anything I said, she would be like, no, just so bitchy. And I was like, okay, well, I hate you now. So
just fuck up her hair on purpose.
You can never come back. Yeah.
What if you were like, is there one client, like if you, let's say you did win the $1 million in Vegas and you're like, fuck, I'm not working in this hair salon anymore, but I'm going to schedule this one last client. And when this bitch starts talking, I'm just going to chop off a big old thing on the top and go, oh, oops, sorry.
Oh my God. I would never do that.
Nothing?
No, because that's like, no, that would like ruin her life for like.
Yeah, but what if she was mean to you?
No, I would never do that.
See, I think you should do that. That's how you teach people lessons.
I would never want to hurt somebody like that.
It wouldn't hurt them
I would
physically.
never want to be the person that like made somebody feel so terrible for so long.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be for so long. Her hair will grow back. And if
like
they were trying to,
years.
if they were trying to make you feel shitty, then payback.
Yeah.
He's a bitch.
This one time, one of our stylists who eventually got fired had this client come in. She showed a picture of like this bob with bangs, and the stylist, I don't know what she was doing, but she cut her bangs. She gave her, it's called baby bangs, where they're like an inch long.
Yeah.
They're like
shitty.
So short. And the girl looks in the mirror, starts hysterically crying, and she was like, I'm leading a conference. Like, I'm going to be speaking in front of like 3,000 people this weekend. God. And so Brittany, our owner, had to buy her clip-in bangs.
Oh, shit.
Which is the thing. And she came in, and we gave her the clip-in bangs, and we trimmed them to fit her. But this woman was like devastated.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, yeah, if you just do it if you do it to a nice person. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what she was doing.
What's the worst horror story that you've ever heard? Is there like an urban myth, or is there like a story that people are like, you won't believe this shit what happened one time at a salon?
Well,
maybe not even your salon.
Yeah, I mean, there are stories, and I don't know if they're like urban legends or if they're true, but the shampoo bowls, like an old school shampoo bowl, where the neck part of it is and where it sits on your spine, it can cut off your circulation to your brain and actually cause you to have a stroke.
Oh, God.
So there's like a couple cases of people having strokes after being at the salon, and it's attributed to the shampoo bowls. Our shampoo bowls at our salon, you lay down in them and your head is in like a headrest in the shampoo bowl. Yeah. So you don't have that pressure on your neck. They're super comfortable shampoo bowls.
I love it.
But there are still people using like those old school shampoo bowls that can cause strokes. Ah.
Well, so don't do that.
So don't
Come
do
see
that.
Shire
Yeah.
wherever you are.
Yeah.
Fly out. What's the furthest someone's flown to get a haircut by you?
Well, for a while I was doing the owner of the wife of the owner of all the Wendy's restaurants in Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, and Utah.
Mm-hmm. Does she have red hair?
She kind of, yeah, like strawberry blonde.
Stupid Wendy's joke. Sorry.
Yeah.
But now I want some Wendy's. But go ahead.
So yeah, she would private
She'd
jet
fly.
in.
Just to get her haircut?
Uh-huh.
That's gangster.
Uh-huh.
You should have said, I'll just meet you on the tarmac. Bring your clippers. Cut that shit right on the plane.
I know, I should.
That should have blown your Instagram up. Pow. Plug your Instagram. Get some followers.
Shire Christine is my hair Insta.
How do you spell it?
SHYER, like I'm shyer than you.
As you sit here naked doing a podcast.
I'm not naked.
Well, go ahead.
Almost naked. Yeah, Shire Christine, at Shire Christine.
All right. Give her a follow.
Give me a follow.
If you know anybody in Denver, have them. You know what's funny is Patreon 002, my boy Greg Lucero, who once again, I'm plugging this Patreon again because I think we're at what? How many are we at? 17 or 18? I want to get to 20. We're at 17. 3 of you joined Patreon immediately after ending this episode because one of the perks of Patreon, you get to share a room with me for 3 days in Vegas.
That's right.
Who's better to their Patreons than me? Nobody. I mean, you literally, Greg will be staying in my room in Vegas for 3 days, but he is one of my best friends, so it was sweet of him to give me $7 a month when he didn't need to, but he believes in this. And but Greg's little sister came in, Greg's older sister came in to get her haircut from you the other day, and what offer did Greg present to you?
Oh, this is a good one. And it would have been great if it worked out. Greg offered me $1,000 to give his sister a mullet without her knowing. So when she came in, I said, "Hey, Amanda, Greg said he would give me $1,000 if I gave you a mullet. Why don't we do a mullet today, and then you and I can go to Mexico?" And she was like, "That's not a bad idea."
Amanda's cool enough. She would have maybe done it and stuck
I know.
it right
I
in
actually
Greg's
think
face.
she could rock a mullet.
Yeah, she's a badass. But that would have been funny, so...
I know. Maybe one day.
Another part of being a Patreon, you could almost ruin your sister's life.
That's right. Also, Greg did something for you this week.
What?
He texted you about your little prank that you pulled.
Oh, yeah. So I pulled a prank. We didn't talk about it, did we?
We did not talk
So
about
the
it.
other day, I was snowed in. It was awful. And then in my hometown in Cheyenne, they have a Cheyenne garage sale page, which is just people selling shit, or it's just chaos, you know? So I get bored, and so everybody on there was complaining about the snow shoveling. And our mayor, we have a girl mayor in Cheyenne. I don't know anything about politics. They're trying to get me to be the mayor, which is crazy, which I was like, no way. Even though I think I could definitely win. And then they're like, it pays like $100,000. I was like, you know what? Shire, you want to cut hair in Cheyenne? But so anyway, I was bored. So I posted this. I got on the Cheyenne area garage sale page, and I got a picture of a snowplow, like actually out plowing. Then I just wrote, just talked to the mayor's assistant, and she said if you see a street that needs plowed, to please call this number and let the street teams know, and your request will be taken care of immediately. Then I put a phone number, but the phone number I put was the Green Door, which is the famous awful strip club in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So then, because all these people were complaining about their streets not being plowed, so then I bet fucking 10,000 people called the Green Door. So then the Green Door was mad at me, and then out of nowhere, from the mayor's assistant, I just got a message that just said Brandt in capital letters with 3 exclamation marks, ... Green Door, ? And I wrote, haha, I was trying to get the people off your back. She wrote, the mayor sent this to me. I was like, fucking Brandt. And I was like, did you think it's funny? Can I get the key to the city? And the assistant said, I think she was probably pissed at me at first, but she called the number, and Les, the owner, answered and said that he's been getting a ton of calls. She thought it was pretty funny. I said, tell her I'm sorry. and it had nothing to do with you. I was just bored. She said, okay, no worries. We thought it was hilarious. But then the mayor at the city council meeting last night, then Greg sent me a message that just said, Greg said, I guess Mayor Orr brought you up in their Monday meeting. I said, really? What did she say? Do I get the key? He said, no. She wasn't pissed or anything. I guess she called the owner and apologized. So I got in a little trouble with the mayor and my favorite strip club. I guess they're probably not happy with me, but it made me laugh. And then a couple people, of course, fucking... So then the bartenders, all the strippers and bartenders post on Facebook, like, don't call this number. It's some fucking asshole. Then I took it down. It got enough traction, you know, but
Yeah.
any press is good press.
You also posted a video that got a lot of traction this week.
Oh, what, the Buffalo one?
No.
Oh, of you? I forgot about that. Yeah, if you're not Facebook, if you don't follow us, follow me. But poor Shire is walking out of our house the other day.
I was being so careful.
And you can watch the video. Go to my Facebook or just send me a message. Maybe I'll put it on the Patreon. She is walking out and she just eats shit so bad.
It rained the night before and then it was like 20 degrees. So it was just ice and you couldn't see it.
And so she texts me. She's like, hey, if you leave the house today, be careful. It's icy out. And I slipped and fell really bad. And I was like, oh, no, babe, are you okay? But then I immediately thought, oh, shit, we have the Ring camera. Let me see if I could see it. And then sure enough, in perfect Ring camera. Hopefully it'll make the next Ring commercial. Poor Shire's just walking out. And
I posted it on my Instagram and Ring messaged me and said,
oh
did? No, we hope you're okay.
Well, we got two major shout outs this week because I also posted on Twitter. I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. Follow me, Brandt, Tobler, just my name. Shire before Thanksgiving, before she hid my wallet for no reason in her drunken mess. I had a bottle of Listerine in there, and she thought it was ugly, so she put it in this cute little mason jar. So that I posted on Twitter like, "Hey, my girlfriend said the bottle of Listerine's too ugly for our bathroom," and then Listerine like wrote me like, "It's an iconic bottle," and da da da. That's probably the most tweets and retweets I've got. It's pathetic that I put jokes on there, but the most traction I got was from Listerine. But shout out to Listerine, making my mouth taste good. I think the bottle looks great. I have no idea why Shire hid it under our kitchen sink, but I guess that's
He's like, where'd you put it? I'm like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I didn't know it till the other day. I was changing the trash. I was like, oh, there's my Listerine bottle. So shout out to Listerine, keeping our mouths clean even with your ugly bottle. All right. Do you got anything else? Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
Do you have one?
I do, actually.
All right, let's do it because then we got to pack and hit the road.
All right. Hey, babe, can we talk about something?
You know it.
Well, you were just talking about being mayor.
Uh-huh.
And I have been in a lot of leadership training courses lately, and I have a lot of calls on leadership training for work.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got some really interesting ideas about leadership and what you would do as a leader. And I'm just curious if you did become mayor or if you did become like a manager or a leader or anything, how would you run shit?
First of all, the biggest mistake, I'm glad you asked that because I was up at 4 a.m. thinking about this. I got to tread lightly here because one of our friends got fired this week, and I was partly responsible for it.
You were not.
Well, I don't know, but to me, my leadership is my biggest complaint is you treat everybody the same. You can't treat everybody the same. Like fair, I'm trying to write this bit about, you're not supposed to say the F word. If you were like said an F word as a kid, you'd get your mouth rinsed out with soap, and that's what I'll do to our kids. If I ever hear them say the F word, I'll fucking scream at them. But the F word's not fuck. The F word's fair. I don't ever want to hear our kids say fair. That's the most this isn't fair. It shouldn't be fair. Like, if you're the best at your job and then someone else just comes on, you shouldn't have the same rules. Like, if I was the owner and let's say you sold the most hair product and you were the best, and then you wanted to leave at 4:30, and then somebody knew they have to work till 5, and then they're like, well, that's not fair. Shire left half an hour earlier. Well, I said, well, when you're doing Shire's numbers and making this company as much money as she is, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but you're not now. But I think that incentivizes people to, you know, like if you were my if you were my best employer, I'd say if you need a day off, you can have it whenever you want. You know, you can, because I value you. You don't have to give me a doctor's note. You don't have to tell me your kid's sick. If you go out and just get too fucked up, obviously don't do it a bunch, but I would say, hey, to the point where as an owner, let's say I owned Arby's, and my best manager just decided I don't want to fucking work today. Or I would say, okay, and then I would just go in and do it myself as much as I hated it. Because I think if you get good people working for you, you know, that's what I say in my book. If you haven't read my book, go get my book. Great shout out. If you treat your employees good, they'll spend every day helping you beat the competition. But if you treat your employees bad, they'll spend every day trying to beat you.
One of my clients yesterday she's a personal trainer, and she was telling me how they do like the like Orange Theory, Core Power Fitness, all of those people, how they do their scheduling. And their most popular, best trainers are the ones who get the best time slots in the day. And if you get the best time slot and your class size starts decreasing and people stop coming to your class or whatever, they'll bump you and they'll put the best new trainer in your spot. And so it's a really competitive place to work, but it also means all of those people are like really pushing themselves every day.
Well, I mean, in my world, it's the same. Like, I can get bumped at any time, you know, and that's why I treat everybody good, because that's just how I was raised. That's how we do it in Wyoming. But it matters because there's a lot of comics that are just as funny as me. But if you see me at the Comedy Works, and for some reason I love like washing dishes and stuff. But when I'm just standing around, I help. When the show ends and between shows, I go pick up glasses, do the trash. People are like, you don't have to do that. You know, you don't work here. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys are my friends. This helps you. And this helps the club. And then if it comes down to, hey, it's between you and this guy for something, I'm always going to win probably. And some people will say, well, that's like kiss ass. And then, which I'm also not against kissing ass sometimes. It's just part of life. There's so many people I've worked with. It's like, well, I'm not going to kiss ass like you. And I was like, well, you're probably not going to make it as far as me, because of helping my friends, because the staff is my friends there. So it's really what most people call kissing ass, which I guess is also helping my friends.
It's also playing the game.
Yeah. Well, you should always play the game.
I'm not saying that you helping your friend, because the staff at Comedy Works truly are our friends.
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
like
not,
family. Yeah,
that's not playing a
But
game.
in the beginning, let's say when I got there in the beginning, it was definitely playing the game.
Right.
But I don't think there's any shame. We're all playing the game. Put your boobs away. So, yeah, I don't know what kind of rant we're going on here. But
so that's how, if you were the mayor.
Well, first of all, I'd be corrupt, too. I mean, but if you notice my leadership skills, like as the mayor, I think you're supposed to treat everybody the same, but I would not, you know, I just wouldn't. Just being honest.
So
like
Brandt Tobler for office.
I mean, but I would have enough money behind me and I would win. For sure I would win. And I would be good on like going out to events and like kissing babies and cutting ribbons and, you know, talking about how great a place Cheyenne is, but like other stuff, I would be bad. Like I would take bribes and, you know, when Amazon's coming in and I think Amazon's coming in, I would let my rich friends know that, you know, you should probably pick up this land near this Amazon thing or something. Like, you know, I would do insider trading. I wouldn't like make drugs legal or, you know, like kill homeless people or something, but my brain just works too. I just would not be able to, like, if you told me like we're going to fix a football game, don't tell anybody. I just wouldn't be able to not tell people because I'd be like,
you're the worst at keeping secrets.
So and for some reason, people love telling me secrets.
I know. It's so weird to me.
Well, because they know they can kind of trust me.
No, nobody can ever trust you.
All right. Well,
all right.
If you got a good secret, let me know.
We'll talk about it next time.
We'll talk about it next week on Dead to Us. So, yeah, we'll wrap this up, guys. Love you guys. If you haven't heard I'm on the Honeydew this week. It came out yesterday. So check that out. Ryan Sickler, who you guys have heard on here, good friend of the program, just all around good dude. Always been great to us. I'm on his show telling stories that you probably mostly heard, but give it a listen. He is a good dude. We'll be back probably next Tuesday. I fly home Monday, so we'll have some Vegas stories for you. I hear you guys. I know you guys want full 31s. I'm really going to try to do them. If you heard Craigslist Chaos yesterday, I said everybody that's coming, but like Santino's coming, John Reap, Christy Stefano, all these guys I know pretty good or have a little relationship with. I'm going to really try to make sure I go give you guys full 31s again. And I'm just going to try a couple phone ones because I like quick question for you, but I'm hearing your complaints from people not on Patreon. If you're going to complain, I'd prefer you paid $7 a month to complain. So last shout out for Patreon. But no, you guys know I love you guys and I do this to hopefully make your days better. So we're going to keep doing them. So I hope you guys have fun this week. We will report back from Vegas. Postcards are coming to the Patreons. And if you guys want us to do something in Vegas or something, I don't know, just hit us up.
Or something. We're not going to rob any Starbucks this time.
Yeah, we're going to be on our best behavior for the first part of the week because Shire's with me. After that, who the hell knows? So signing off from the Content Factory, I'm Brandt Tobler. This is my amazing girlfriend and co-host,
Shire.
Thank you for listening to this. Tell all your friends. Thanks for the reviews. We got over 500.
Yay!
Let's keep pushing this. I love you guys. And since you just heard this, you guys are not dead to us. You're the best.